Think of any sci-fi movie, or picture the inside of your old desktop computer. If you open up a TV remote, a calculator, or a smartphone, you'll find the exact same thing beating at its core, a printed circuit board. And almost every single time, it's green. But why? Why not red, matte black, or neon blue? Was it just a stylistic choice by some 1960s engineer who wanted electronics to look futuristic? We've seen it so often that green has become the universal color for technology itself. But the boards themselves aren't actually green at all. Today, we're looking at how evolutionary biology, Cold War military secrets, and industrial accidents turned green into the gold standard of electronics. All this we are going to learn today on Everyday Simple Science with Ray. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to our channel, like and share this video, and help us reach new people who are interested in learning about the what, why, and how of the universe.
Alright, so here's our game plan. First, we're gonna bust a major myth about that green color. Then we'll talk about why electronics needed a suit of armor in the first place. After that, it's a deep dive into a Cold War secret, a surprising link to our own biology, and the nitty-gritty of chemistry that locked it all in. And finally, we'll see why that emerald standard is still going strong today. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, let's get the biggest misconception out of the way right now. When you're looking at that iconic green circuit board, you're not actually looking at the board itself.
Yep, that green layer is just a coating, a super thin suit of armor called a solder mask. The actual board material underneath, this stuff called FR4 fiberglass, is really just a kind of dull yellowish brown color. So the real question isn't why the board is green, it's why this protective coating is.
So, before we even touch on the color, we've got to understand why this armor was even necessary. Trust me, its job is way more important than its looks.
Picture this. In the early days, those super thin copper lines that carry all the electricity were just out in the open. And that was a recipe for disaster. Air, moisture, it all made them rust and corrode. But even worse, when workers were soldering components on, a tiny splash of molten solder could accidentally connect two lines that weren't supposed to touch. That's called a solder bridge, and it creates a short circuit. And then, poof, the whole thing's fried, a total dud.
So the engineers needed a fix, and they came up with something brilliant, the solder mask. This thin polymer layer basically covers up everything except the exact little pads where parts need to be attached. It stops the corrosion, it acts like a little dam to prevent those solder bridges, and it even protects the delicate copper from getting scratched. It's an absolutely critical piece of the puzzle. Okay, now we're getting to the first big clue in our color mystery. It turns out green's rise to the top didn't start in some trendy design lab. Nope, it started in the high-stakes world of Cold War military tech. Let's just hop in a time machine back to the 1950s. The US military was basically the #1 customer for electronics, and they were pushing innovation hard. They needed gear that was tough as nails and easy to inspect and fix out in the field. So they ran all kinds of tests, and in 1954, they landed on a conclusion. A green background with white text was the easiest thing to read accurately, no matter the lighting or conditions. And you know how it goes. When your biggest customer by far demands millions of tough, easy-to-inspect green circuit boards, what do? You start making green circuit boards. The military's requirement pretty much became the industry standard for everybody else almost overnight. But the military's decision is only half the story. As it turns out, the choice for green was backed up by a pretty unexpected partner, our own human evolution. This is so cool. Our eyes are not created equal when it comes to color. We have evolved to be incredibly sensitive to the color green, right there in the middle of the spectrum. Some scientists think it's a leftover from our primate ancestors, who needed to spot tiny differences in green leaves to find food and avoid becoming, well, food. Now just imagine what this meant on the factory floor. Long before we had super smart cameras, every single circuit board was checked over by a human being. They were staring at these complex patterns for hours on end, under bright, glaring lights, trying to spot microscopic flaws. It was exhausting, eye-straining work.
And this is where that biological quirk became a manufacturing superpower. The green background created the best possible contrast with the shiny copper traces and the white component labels. It was just easier on the eyes, which meant inspectors could work longer with less fatigue and, most importantly, with more accuracy. Get this, some studies showed using green actually improved their ability to spot defects by up to 15%. This wasn't just about looks, it was about quality.
So we've got history pushing for green, we've got biology pushing for green, but it was really chemistry and economics that delivered the knockout punch, creating a cycle that is now almost impossible to break.
See, because green was the standard for so long, all the research, all the money, all the brain power went into perfecting the green solder mask formula. And because of that, the green chemistry we have today is just better. It's more advanced, it lets manufacturers create much finer, more precise details, like those little solder dams we talked about, than any other color.
That number right there, 0.1 millimeters. It might seem ridiculously small, but it's a huge deal. As our phones and computers get smaller and more powerful, everything gets packed in tighter. Being able to create those microscopic, super precise features is absolutely essential. And green is the only color that can consistently pull it off on a massive scale. It's a direct result of decades of non-stop R&D.
And this created this powerful feedback loop. The R&D made green technically the best. Because it was the best, everyone used it, which, thanks to economies of scale, made it the cheapest. And now, since every factory on the planet is set up to work with green, switching to something else would be expensive and a huge headache. It's just locked in.
So when you put it all together, you realize that green's total dominance is no accident at all. It's what happens when a whole bunch of powerful forces all point in the exact same direction for over 50 years.
You've got the historical shove from the military that got the ball rolling. Then you have the biological advantage, making it perfect for human eyes. That's followed by the chemical perfection that came from decades of intense research. And it's all held together by the economic reality that, at the end of the day, it's still the cheapest and most reliable way to do things. It's the perfect storm.
Now, that's not to say you'll never see other colors. You absolutely will, but usually for very specific jobs. White is great for circuit boards with a lot of LEDs because it helps reflect the light. Black can be good for dissipating heat. But for pretty much everything else, from your phone to your washing machine, green just has the best combination of performance, reliability, and price.
So the next time you crack open a gadget and see that flash of green, you'll know it's not just a color. It's a story of military precision, of human biology, and of chemical perfection all rolled into one. It really makes you wonder what other everyday things are hiding incredible stories just beneath the surface. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to subscribe to Everyday Simple Science with Ray, give this video a like, and share it with someone who you think would find it interesting. Oh, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss our next explainer. We've got another video ready for you right on the screen. Go ahead and click to keep learning.